On December the 18th, 2021, Drakeo was set to perform his next show at the Once Upon a Time in LA Music Festival. He arrived to the venue in his iconic Rolls-Royce Dawn and an incredibly small entourage who were meticulously searched and stripped of any weapons upon arrival at the venue. Drakeo had apparently been given a maximum of 15 wristbands for his entourage, which in the end only stood 6 people strong, plus just one lone security guard. It was around 8:30 p.m. when things went left. Drakeo, Ralphie, and others engaged in a scuffle, as apparently somebody in the distance shouted "Fuck the Stink Team, fuck Drakeo," with the Stink Team immediately set to square up and squabble with their opposition. Drakeo, Ralphie, and others begin to engage in a scuffle, but what begins as a fair fight soon swells into a mob brawl, as dozens more people appear to face off with the Stink Team in a fight. According to witnesses, the attackers are apparently blood members. The mob of attackers, mostly wearing red, descend on the Stink Team, apparently hollering the famous blood chant, "Su Woo." This gang of bloods was later described as being around 40 to 60 people strong, having the Stink Team only 6 men strong, massively outnumbered. With individuals at the scene notably being seen wearing 400 merch, the record and clothing label of blood rapper YG, who had allegedly arrived at the venue with his entourage shortly before this scuffle broke out. Footage of the altercation would later surface online, which despite being very chaotic, if slowed down and observed carefully, does appear to show the moment when Drakeo the Ruler is stabbed. These clips are far too violent to show you on YouTube, but if you want to see a full frame-by-frame breakdown of what happened in the footage, you can see that on my Patreon. Slow motion footage circulating after the incident breaks down this short 20 seconds of fight footage in excruciating detail. Before the stabbing takes place, you can actually see somebody in a black ski mask being handed an object that looks like a knife. As the fight goes on, Drakeo's outnumbered crew are rushed back by the mob of bloods and separated from Drakeo. At this point, the individual who was earlier handed an object appears to swing a knife at Drakeo, with Drakeo putting out an open hand to block the blade. His use of an open palm to protect himself is notable because it suggests that he could see a blade coming towards him rather than a fist, which would have elicited a closed knuckle guard. From here, the camera pans to the right, and we don't see Drakeo being stabbed directly. However, from the audio, it appears as if somebody is shouting he has a knife, as we see what appears to be Stink Team members fleeing through a nearby gate. As they run, it sounds like somebody says, "We got him," perhaps a sign that the fatal stab to Drakeo's neck had just been administered. And while nothing more of this large rumble is seen in the clip, later more footage would emerge, seeming to show Drakeo the Ruler receiving medical attention as he lays on the ground bleeding from his neck. Drakeo would be transported from the venue to the hospital in critical condition, sadly being pronounced dead as a result of his stab wounds around midnight, roughly 4 hours after the altercation.
Chaos at a packed concert featuring rap legends like Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube. A person was stabbed and police have shut down the show.
Well, a man is reported dead after being stabbed at a concert in Exposition Park last night. TMZ is reporting the victim was rapper Drakeo the Ruler. It happened around 8:30 last night during the Once Upon a Time in LA Music Festival being held at the Bank of California Stadium.